Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Before I get into what the title of the video is about, I wanted to share something with you guys. Check this out. It's a song I've been writing with Mr. Guitar Guy. Very simple. It's got 3 guitar tracks, a synth, and drums. On to the video. We're breaking down Afterburner, Dance Gavin Dance's latest album. Into the Sunset was supposed to be this week. However, I heard the beginning of it and I really wanted to save a full reaction and analysis with a buddy of mine, which I will post next week. It'll be a lot more fun to have his take on it in addition to mine. In lieu of that, I did go with the next most popular song that was requested, which was Strawberry's Wake. As usual, this will be an analysis of the song, not necessarily a reaction, especially since Strawberry's Wake came out a couple months ago as a single. I remember the day it came out. They dropped in the music video the day they canceled their entire tour back in March because of all the events that was happening around the world. I remember I had tickets to their show in Hollywood. After I had gathered the entire crew, make the trip out to Hollywood and go to the show, they break the bad news that they had to cancel all their events. But this song came as a please forgive us maybe. Here's a song, take a look at it. Coincidentally, the song was on an airplane. I don't know if they had planned this stuff out. Also, quick shout out to the channel. We hit 100 subscribers last week. I guess you guys are really liking the stuff I make, and it's good feedback for me to know. As long as I keep putting out things that I like to do in a way that is enjoyable by you guys, this thing will continue to grow, and I'll continue to create more and more videos around the subject of song analysis, and maybe I'll share some more stuff about songwriting and how I put together some music. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, it's a very soft intro coming in. Almost like a monologue. Been chasing stars so long that home feels like a distant memory. Guess I can turn my world. And because Tillian is singing these lyrics about self-reflection, it makes a lot of sense to reduce the amount of instruments in the mix. Right now it's just a clean guitar and his voice, and it's almost like at this moment of the song we are casting a spotlight on Tillian while he is opening up to us about any hardships or insecurities he's going through with his own life, which sets a great foundation for what's about to come next. Two familiar melodies. Where it hits much harder. And I love that I'm hearing John doing his sing screaming again. Back to that calm vibe. So you guys, I don't know if you hear it, but the guitar is very syncopated and groovy. It's like and this is kind of foreshadowing into what's to come, where this groove that Will's setting with his guitar playing is very lounge Latin feel, and it's a nice little sample of the parts that are to come. Bass comes into the second half of this verse to pick up the energy. You get the groove coming in. And I'm feeling the chills right now because what's happening in this song is you have the groove, you have the energy, and that's also what Tillian's singing about. He's singing about turning the music loud, let the breeze flow. Just really feel the groove and feel the energy. So Will's changed up his guitar line again to go with John's heavy energy. So we bring in the distorted guitar. That little section right before we went back into the verse is very cool because they could have just went right into it, but they did this sort of like stutter effect. I've referred to this before. They did it in the last song I covered, doublets, where you are breaking down the beat into smaller subsections without changing the tempo. So this is what we call a doublet, where you break down 3 bars into 2 beats. Da 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 da. It's very cool because it almost adds like a little bit of liveliness to the song. Liveliness, you're not bound to writing the song like it's on a grid, like you have to do it this way. It sounds like they're just having fun with it, and that it's a live performance and not necessarily a song that's been published. It's kind of like what you see artists do when you go see them live. They don't stick to like their studio version of their song like to the T. They'll change it up a little. There's that guitar line again. I almost want to hear like a little bit of bongo in here. Nothing much different in this verse compared to the other one. Pretty much the same. And instead of going into that lounge beat, they kind of like did musical chairs here, and they brought in the chorus. Now they bring into the lounge. They could have been predictable, but they changed it a little bit. Like, we'll delay it's almost like delaying the lounge. The groovy part, the lounge beat, is my favorite part of the song, and I like that instead of giving it to you when you expected it, they were like, no, let's just go into the chorus first, and then we'll go into the lounge beat. I love that I'm hearing more of this sing screaming from John. Distorted guitar again. Lining up with the vocals. And then we have more doublets. Bass solo. It's like a more higher energy version of the lounge beat. It's got more electric guitars in this one. It's almost like a good wrap up to the beginning. Where in the beginning of the song, Tillian was singing about a problem. He's been lost again. No friends. Where have my friends all gone? That home feels like a distant memory. So that's the opening. And what's interesting is you have this low energy in the beginning and this problem that's opening up this story. This whole song is a story, right? And how this ends is the highest energy instrumentally with electric guitars, like 3 of them, and then heavy drums, that Latin groove. And then what Tillian's singing about is almost like the solution to the problem. let your feelings open up your mind. So that's the solution to this apathy, lethargy, loneliness you're feeling in the beginning. And that's why Dance Gavin Dance, I feel, along with some other bands that really nail this, is learning how to take your music and coordinate it with your lyrics. Take that energy of your song and also have it relate with the stuff you're talking about, the way you're singing. Tillion's singing a whole octave higher than he was in the beginning of the song. My friends all gone. He's singing way higher now. With that energy, it's kind of lining up the energy. My top 5 of the albums so far, it's really good. It just has all the elements of good songwriting. And if you made it this far in the video, again, I want to thank you. You're probably one of the 100 people that have subscribed to the channel, and I appreciate it, and I hope you're getting everything that you want to get out of this channel. Your horizons about music and the way that you're listening to music is a lot more a lot more defined and has a lot more dimension to it. Are you starting to hear songs differently than you used to? Let me know in the comments below, because that's really what it's about. Just trying to invoke a sense of musicianship in anyone that comes through here, more so than they already have. Also, I really appreciate the comments about my speaking. This is another thing that I'm hoping to grow from this, is learning to be very comfortable with talking to complete strangers, and not being afraid to get feedback and get judged by people. And I think that this was, I'm a marketing professional, I'm a scientist, but I think one of the things that I definitely have room to grow in is beyond music and science and marketing is just communication. I feel like communication is one of those things that we could always just work on our entire lives. And so I want to thank you guys for providing an outlet for me to work on this. Next week I'll be releasing the Into the Sunset review. I also want to cover some other stuff, like other artists in particular. Bring Me the Horizon just dropped a new single that I've already heard, but I think it's such a genius song that I really want to cover that song in particular, and just that band in general, with just how much work and consideration they've put into transitioning from a deathcore band to a whatever genre you can call them today. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.